Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in beautiful Spakowa, Poland. So, as you have already seen, we had a visit from the vet and he has confirmed that our pig, the Juliet, is pregnant. Now there is a problem. This pigsty is actually rated for 10 pigs and she's expecting 12 piglets. So, even though this place really fits the vibe, I do think I'm gonna have to make sure that we change. Yeah, look at that. Right there in the middle it says 12 babies and it's 84% through, so we can expect them in May. Second half of May. So we have about a month to sort out the mess with pigs. Shoot. Well, that was truly unexpected, but I can't really afford to have too many animals in there. Look at this beautiful oak tree. Okay, and the apple tree is gonna be in the shade. Well, never mind. But yeah. So here we are. Looking at another problem that we have to solve. I don't think it's gonna be a problem, but it's just something that we really need to do. Okay, another thing, I do have to start thinking about making hay. And I think we have our grassland ready to cut. I just want to check the moisture. Huh? What a morning. Foggy and stuff. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the grass seems to be fully grown. It is. How about the moisture? 26, 21, 19. Pretty high. Pretty high. I don't actually know if we can make hay out of this because it's so moist. Let's check the weather. Okay, so it's gonna be sunny today in May and second half of May. Okay, beautiful. So I'm gonna postpone the cutting of the grass just for it to dry up more, so we can actually... Oh, look at the beautiful god rays. I'm sorry, I'm just enjoying this place so much. It's really... I hope you feel as good as I am. And look at those, animals in the fog. Such peace and quiet. Listen. Alright, well, there's animals screaming all around, but yeah, it's very peaceful here in this part of the world. Alright, well, there were another two things that I want to say to you, and first thing first, while we have this barrel attached, let's go fill the greenhouse. And there is an offer right now in the used vehicles market that it made me very happy. As you all might have known, we actually lost our mulcher for some inexplicable reason. I got no idea where it went, but there is another on sale and it only costs 217 euros, so it's 97% off. which is redonky-donks. True. But how can you skip an offer like that? I mean, what even is that? What even is that? And we already have to go to the store to get the roller for our fields. And I do hope it's not gonna be too expensive. Otherwise I might just skip that. Because it's supposedly gives you around 5% boost to the yield. But if it costs too much, it's not really gonna make a difference, you know, if I roll the fields or not. I'm gonna go over to the store. It should open at around 8 AM, so we're gonna be good on time if I make another stop at my great uncle's. And we'll see. I might even get some kind of fuel barrel mounted over here. And sort out that part. But yeah, so this is the potato field that I finished off screen previously. I believe it looks extremely good. And there are still other things that we need to get at the shop, and that's fertilizer. I definitely need at least, let's go with 2 pallets of fertilizer, because we have to throw it down on all the fields. So yeah, it's gonna be quite a purchase, but we are at almost 55,000, so it should stick over 55 in about a minute. Yeah. Well, see you at the shop. Hello, Ben. How are you? Oh, look at that. You're almost dressed exactly the same. Alright, so yeah, I'm here about the stuff we talked about yesterday. Right, so this is the used vehicle market. And if we go way down, we should be able to find... Okay, yeah, this is it. This is a mulcher, I believe. No, it's a mower. Shit. Is it the same? It's probably not the same as a mulcher. Yikes. But otherwise it would be a perfect width. Look at that, 2.8 meter. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to have a word with Mr. Ben again. Because I don't think we understood each other quite well. Yo, Mr. Ben. Alright, well, we did understand each other. It was just the naming of the mower slash mulcher that threw me off. This is a mulcher, so it should be good to use in our vineyard. Okay, let's buy that for a funny 216 euros. Oh man. Okay, and the next thing we need is we gotta get our... No, it should be a higher up. Okay, solid fertilizer. Let's go. How much we get? 750 liters for 1,400. We get 6,000. Okay, that's much too much. We get this for 1,900. Okay, I think this is still a pretty good option. So let's go with 3 actually. Let's buy this for 4,200, and last thing we need are rollers. So there is a small roller like this, which I do find pretty good. As I said, I don't want to spend stupid amounts of money. This is another roller that we could use, and it might just work perfectly. This one is too expensive already, and these are all too expensive. So in question is 2.5 meter one or 2.5. Okay, they're both 2.5. So if we get this one, we're gonna have to drag it on the floor, which I don't like, because we have some fields that we have to access on the we have to go on the road to get to the fields. So this might be a better option. Let's get it. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ben. I think we're all set here. Now, I have to find a way to fit everything on the trailer. So I'm gonna turn the camera off just to make sure that we put everything on safely. And I'm turning back on when I'm done. Okay, so successfully loaded both of those. Now let's try and fit all 3 pallets on. Probably gonna have to stack one over the other 2. Yeah, this is going to be quite a challenging ride home. Is this lifting the rear? Hope not. You would think it's strong enough to actually handle something like that. Yep, it's lifting the rear. Could you imagine that we get that... Okay, it's sketchy as hell. Okay. Right. No. Okay, it's gonna be lift and dump kind of situation. I never knew that solid fertilizer is so heavy. Always thought it's fairly light. It might just be that this machine is not fit for this kind of operation. Oh well, we're gonna sketch it through. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, imagine we get that 6,000 liter one. 6,000 liter bags. Yeah. Okay, let's set it all up. And down. I do not recommend you do what I'm doing, because it's highly dangerous. Alright, let me throw a strap over this so we can actually put another pallet on. If we can actually get it on. That's a serious if. Yeah, but either way, I really did expect that solid fertilizer is way lighter. Yeah. Surely, and is this? No. Way off. Way off. Okay. Well, hopefully we're gonna get everything home nice and safely. And then we can all wonder how this was actually doable. Okay, let's restrap everything and let's call it good enough. Probably shouldn't brake or accelerate too rapidly because it's quite a high load and the bags don't really seem very stable. Well, I guess slow ride home is awaiting me. Bringing new equipment home. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Yeah, always a good feeling. Alright, well, so my plan for today is I'm first gonna unload the mulcher and the roller, and then I'm gonna load my fertilizer spreader with some solid fertilizer, and we'll go through all newly sown fields. After that is done, I'm gonna connect to our new roller, and then we're gonna roll the fields so it pushes all the fertilizer and the seed deep into the ground, so we actually have some nice excuse me, losing my thoughts. We have some nice seeded bed that's nicely fertilized, and it's gonna make a beautiful crop. That's what I'm going for. To be honest, I was kind of expecting the tractor to struggle a bit with the pallet, which would be totally unreasonable. But it wouldn't be the first time that we got a surprise like that. We can get in. Sure, we can. Alright, so that's one pallet. It's gonna be the other one that's gonna go in front of the previous one. And the third one is gonna stay outside because we're gonna load it straight up into our fertilizer spreader. Alright, dump this one right here. There is no rain forecasted for today, so it's safe to leave it outside for a little while. Okay, now I'm gonna have to use these traps and do the whole shenanigan things till I get these two pieces off. So I'll turn the camera also off. Safety first. Alrighty. This is now all sorted out. And while I'm in the Zetor, I think I'm gonna have to go and put some manure into our garden greenhouse. Alrighty. And I think I'm gonna do 2 shovels. Yeah, but to circle back to the beginning of the episode, I am quite frankly very surprised about how many piglets we're gonna get out of one big mama. I was truly expecting something between 6 and 8. Definitely not 12. Because, you know, if you think about it, our capacity is 10, which means that the litter itself is too big for the whole pigsty. Yeah, there have been some miscalculations in here. I will not lie. Alright, this should sort out the greenhouse, so I don't have to think about it for a while still. And of course I forgot to refuel the tractor while I was at the store. Of course I have. Like, why would I do that? Not even critical yet, right? Oh well. You win some, you lose some. So do you think we have enough fuel to do all 4 fields? Fertilizer first and then the rolling. Granted, we don't have to roll all the fields. Potato field, definitely not. And I do have to check the others. Our usual tractor gymnastics. I was kind of expecting it's gonna go through. Nope. Luckily, it's just a tire. Alrighty, let's load this up. Alright, so I checked the map and it says that we have to fertilize field number 168. till 170, and 173 and 225 are already fully fertilized, so I can't even do anything over there. The grassland is too grown to fertilize it, so I'm gonna have to skip it. And as far as rolling is considered, we only have to do 168 and 225. So I hope you remembered it. No, it's okay. I remembered. So the closest two fields need fertilizer, and the split field and the biggest new field need rolling, which makes our day a lot shorter than I was expecting. It's always so wait, did I not connect it? No, it's connected. Why won't it work? Give me a minute, everybody. Something seems to be up. Yeah, so it was just a stuck lever. Let's go. Okay, we can't go faster. We should probably fix our fertilizer spreader, because it's been working every year on the farm and I haven't even done one service on it. Shame on me. Look at that, just enough fertilizer to finish the field. Amazing. Right, so now for the second half of our field works for today. So we have to roll this field and the last one we planted in the previous episode. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick little service on this fertilizer spreader, because it seems like it's working, well, it's not working properly. Let's say it like that, say it as it is. So let me make sure that I quickly clean everything, all the joints, and grease them so they are ready for next time. Alrighty. Almost 200 euros for all the grease and the seals and everything we need. So it should be like brand new now. Alrighty, and I will try to fit it into this barn now. Again, do some gymnastics. What did I get caught in? Caught on. Let's try a different approach. The forklift approach. Yeah. Much better. Oh, which reminds me, I do have to check what the state of our wine is. Is it ready to be sold? Is the price still going up? Or has it stabilized, or is it already going down? But before we do that, let me quickly put on the roller and see if this tractor is heavy enough to carry it by itself, or if we need any more. Let's push it. Okay, if we need any more weight on the front. Nope. Carries it perfectly. Beautiful. Alright, let's check the prices. Alrighty, ready. GGG. Grape juice. Okay, it says that it's still going up. 3,077. So the highest price last year, that's the average price I think, was 3,200. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to see. 3,077. This reminds me of, what was that game? Cyberpunk 2077. So I can actually remember the number. And if it's going down in the next hour, I'm gonna take my wine out and take it to the sell point. Okay, so let's see. Okay, it seems to be working. Yeah, this is probably gonna be very, very hard to see the effects of it. Yeah, it's just a slight difference between the non-roll field and the rolled field. You can go fairly fast, on the other hand. Alright, well, let's do another little quick time lapse. Yeah, so the first field is all nicely compacted. I just hope that this isn't one of those things, you know, when there's a story that goes that you have to cut the meatloaf on both sides before you put it in the oven. And everybody was doing it for years and years and years, for generations that is. Until finally the granddaughter asked her grandmother, "Grandma, why are we doing this?" And the answer was, "Because I didn't have a plate big enough." Which means that all the later generations were doing the cutting of the loaf on the sides because the grandma didn't have a big enough tray, and everybody thought that it's some kind of a cooking thing, where in the end it was only a logistics thing and had no connection whatsoever with the cooking. Yeah, I hope this rolling thing isn't one of these things. that people are just doing it because. But I'm gonna trust the local farmers, and if they say that fields need rolling, oh, the fields are gonna get rolled. Okay, this should be a bit more visible if we're doing it correctly. Let me just check once more just to make sure. Yeah, it needs rolling. Okay. And otherwise we are good. Field 170 and 168 are gonna have to get fertilized with the sprayer. But these ones are good as they are. Yeah, and it's a big difference when you go over the roller with the roller over the soybeans, I guess. Well, this is kind of satisfying, isn't it? And this is highly satisfying. Okay, let's try and get the middle. We have to be slightly rising towards the top of the field. And if I got this correctly, I'm gonna grab myself a nice little cold can of beer and rejoice. Oh, this is grassland. I can technically drive over without doing any damage. Alright, so let's see if I measured it correctly with my eyes. I think it's gonna be just a bit off. I'm gonna have to make some fixes. Yeah, I think this is just a tiny bit too wide. So I missed on both sides. Right. Instead of making things easier for myself, I made it worse. And let's go pick the other row up. But it was so close, look at that. That's what, half a meter on the whole field. I think that's a pretty good close call. Pretty good. Okay, so we're gonna round out the field fairly nicely when we get to the end of it. Yeah, I might be missing strips here and there, but I won't worry too much with it. I don't know, on the other hand, if there is any penalty or if we lose any crop for repeatedly driving over it. By logic, I would say that yes, there is, but I'm not sure how that works in reality. But you know, if you compact the soil too much, it might make it harder for nutrients and water to come in. Because the plants, I think the plants are strong enough to actually burrow their way through medium compaction. If you have heavy compaction, that's probably not gonna work, but yeah. And look at that, we rounded off the field. Let's have a look at our artwork. This is art. This is... I'm not gonna say it. But this is art. Beautiful. Alright, let's get back to the farm, and there is yet another thing I want to make sure that I do today. Sadly, these months are so full of work that the episodes are running almost an hour long. But I will try to make it shorter, maybe speed up the time lapses if it's not too bad to watch. And oh, look at that, fuel wise we are still fairly good. So I think I thought of the perfect place where we can keep this roller. I just hope it fits over here. Now the question is the bay wide enough to accept it? I think it is. It is! Yeah, great success! Awesome. Alright, now I'm expecting that our small vineyard tractor won't be able to run this mulcher, so why don't we? Okay, I really left it in an awkward place. Between a rock and a hard place. Luckily, our superb driving skills saved the day. Okay. First of all, yeah, I do want to have a quick little service of this mulcher because it was so cheap that I'm worried that something's wrong with it. So yeah, let's make sure that it's all in working order and then we're gonna go on. We look underneath. Not easily. Right, 553 euros for repairing this. So altogether, this Joskin or Joskin, I don't actually know how to say this brand. Anyway, all in all, this cost us 216 plus 553. So that's 753, 763, 769 euros for the mulcher, which I think it's a steal. I don't think we could ever get something as cheap as that. Not anymore. Yeah, let's tie it up. Okay. I do have to get used to the width. Can't really see much outside. It's way too fast. But it's a mulcher, alright. Okay, let's go down to 4. Beautiful. I got a bit too close. But I really do want to make sure that I get all the weeds nicely mulched down. I'm just toying with the idea. Okay, let's try it. I'm toying with the idea to actually try the vineyard tractor with this one. And this one is also kind of sort of low on fuel. And this looks like a pretty big mower for tractor. But you never know. I have been surprised before. Okay, it has enough power to run it, and it has enough power to drive it with much better visibility. Okay, right. Wow. Great success, everybody. Great success. Oh, I'm so happy with this purchase. But now I'm gonna have to focus very, very well on what I'm doing, because I really don't want to destroy anything. It's not to be destroyed. And of course, first thing I do is hit the pillar. Okay, shenanigans, shenanigans. Right, I think I'm gonna have to stop recording and focus on mulching instead. Otherwise we will make too much damage. We will do too much damage. Uh-oh. Okay, it's too wide on this side. It doesn't fit. Everybody, it doesn't fit. No! It doesn't fit in between. Well, shoot. Why did I think that 2.8 meter wide could go in between these rows? You know what? I'm pretty much baffled. Yeah. I had made calculations, but I guess I'm pretty bad at math. Right. Okay, well. What that means is that I'm gonna have to get another mulcher because this has to be done. And I'll call Mr. Ben And I'll probably tackle this in the next episode. And I'll also try to tackle the pigs in the next episode. While I was down there, I did see that we still have quite a bit of space left, and it might be good enough for putting in a big sty. A little bit bigger big sty. Maybe something with an open plan. Yeah. Okay, well, look at that. The mulched area, it looks very well here. But the problem is we can't fit in between the rows. So yeah, mistakes were made. It's not the first time. It's not the last time. So yeah, stay tuned everybody, so you can actually see what more mistakes I actually make in this restoration series. But yeah, it is what it is. You know, I do own my mistakes. I do not shy away from them. And it's not like anybody's gonna come and save my behind. Or on the other hand, it's not like somebody's gonna come and whoop my behind because I make a mistake. It just is what it is. So I'm gonna make sure that I put this fertilizer in before I forget. And with this, I would like to thank you all for watching. I really do hope that you had a great time today. And I hope to see you in the next episode where we continue. So thank you from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you for spending time with me. And see you soon. Take care and goodbye.